Hey guys, and welcome back to Torchlight. I have a bit of an apology. You might notice I have some progress on this level since last time. That's largely due to me having recorded all this progress, which took a full episode, and I looked at it afterwards and it was really terrible. I decided to just scrap that. Essentially, I died every 10 meters or so. I made progress because of Dark Zealots one-hitting me, and then I had to run all the way back from the start of the level, and I also found the commentary was a bit out of place, so I decided to scrap that and instead just show you how far I'd come. Still on the same level as the last episode you saw, at least I believe so. And also because I was incredibly annoyed by the just by the really unfair difficulty, I guess. I just went ahead and went a little overboard with the leveling. So we're now level 37. That's about 10 levels more than before. And also achieved the famed title of Immortal. As you can see, I have over 100 dexterity and defense now. These are fairly even, and my resistances have also gone up, which is due to my my equipment, of course. I maxed out explosive shot, block and parry, adventurer just for the increased potion effectiveness. The experience and fame gain were nice, but mostly I want my potions to be stronger. And then I started putting points into critical strikes. I believe this one was maxed out already. I didn't really feel like going for Treasure Hunter, and this one doesn't make much sense. So that's my skills. You should be up to speed there. In terms of equipment, I think I had this helmet before, so that's nothing new. I found this really nice piece of armor. It doesn't increase my damage at all, but the defensive stats are so strong, especially the poison resistance. I think I should be able to take the poison arrow things the Dark Zealots cast a lot better now. Gauntlets are old as well. The rifle is new, which is why I switched away from using a shield and a single-handed weapon. My resistances should still be high enough. The ring is old. The necklace, I just need to have enough strength. I found this nice ring. Lots of small effects on it, but they really add up to be quite powerful. I'm not certain if the shoulders are new. I don't think they are. The belt definitely is. Mostly have it for the health on hit and the magic find, I guess. And some nice boots to increase my damage. And as you can see, I still have 346 electrical resistance, which I think I'm still going to get one-shot by Dark Zealots occasionally, but I should have a slightly higher chance of survival now, and definitely the poison is not as much of an issue anymore. And as you can also see, I've switched back to using explosive shot. That's largely because of the boots, which give me 15% more fire damage, and the explosive shot, I believe it does fire damage. I might be wrong, I don't know. I still have ricochet, of course. It's just I can use tab to switch between the two now. And as you can see, I'm still not immortal by any definition of the word. But at least I can kill things quite fast now. And I think we're actually approaching the end of the game reasonably quickly now. As you can see, far from immortal. But I can tank the poison bolts now, which is very helpful. And I mentioned at some earlier point that I put silence on my pet for a particular reason. It can silence the Dark Zealots from using their skills. It's not very reliable, so it's not a guarantee that they won't be able to use them, but it has a chance of doing that, so... And I think I still have some item which decreases the pet travel time. Or did I change that? Nope, still 80% decreased pet travel time, so I'm picking up a lot more items now, just because it takes, I think, 20 seconds for the pet to go to town now. So it's just no longer such a time sink. Ouch. And as I said before, I checked that again, the normal Dark Zealots are glitched because of their ridiculous critical hit chance and critical hit damage. Which I don't think it was ever confirmed as a glitch, but if this was intentional, then it's just really, really bad game design. The Dark Zealot bosses are not. Their values are normal, so they are actually, as I said before, substantially less dangerous than the boss versions, which is ironic, and also one of the reasons why I'm convinced it's a glitch. Okay, see some mysterious gloves. Ow. And there are some fairly tedious ways you could use to avoid being killed by these things. Obviously, I could have spent a lot longer stacking up electrical resistance and leveling up. That would have worked. And if you're playing on hardcore, that's what I would recommend. Do not go in here with an electrical resistance below, I don't know, 600, I guess. And then you might be okay, if you're lucky. And you can also, as soon as you see them, you can run away. And there are certain attacks, for example Ricochet, which can hit things that are slightly off-screen. So you can hit them while they cannot hit you. As I said, it's quite a cheap method, but...
My health is low.
Ouch. Since they are glitched and they can one-shot characters so easily, they could end your hardcore character quite close to the end of the game, which is obviously really annoying, because at that point you would have spent a lot of time running through the dungeon collecting stuff, and losing a hardcore character is never fun, and it's particularly demotivating when it happens so close to the end. So I would quite honestly say that anything goes when it comes to making Dark Zealots more bearable. The one good thing they have going for them is that they really don't have much health, so...
My health is low.
That makes them fairly manageable. Okay, let me just pop over all that stuff. Epic homunculus gloves. Nah. They seem to be more for a magic user. So I'm just blasting anything that moves at a distance now. Dark Zealots are obviously not the only really nasty enemies down here. They are the most common cause for frustration in the game, I find. Simply because if you die because you were careless and stood inside, for example, a fire-breathing dragon fireball thing, like these, or if you got hit by a boss and that killed you, it always feels deserve. It doesn't feel like you got screwed over. It's unfortunate and annoying, but well, it was your fault. You could have done something about it, and you know what you could have done. Okay, he's got nothing I really want. On the other hand, if you die to a glitch, it's the game screwing you over, and there's not really much you can do about it. I'm also stacking a noticeably large amount of knockback on my stuff, I think.
How dare you trespass here? I will destroy you for your insolence.
Okay. I wish you the best of luck. Haha. He never drops anything. Reasonably good.
I can't believe Master Auric has been consumed so completely. Ordrak is the cause. He has nested in the ember for time beyond telling. The twisted creatures in this mountain are a reflection of his heart. His dark spirit runs through their veins. Master Auric is crafting dark ember. He brought me here to assist him. I would have done so eventually. I can already hear Ordrak's voice calling to me. You must destroy them, Ulrich and Ordrak both. The Dark Ember is an abomination we cannot allow.
Okay. So that was... This should be almost the last quest, maybe even actually the last one. By the way, a lot of people get stuck in this place, and I know this because it happened to me, and I searched the forums and there was a bunch of people complaining that it was somehow glitched and you couldn't go on from this point. It's because the map is slightly strange, but there's actually a staircase down here which, if you know about it, it seems obvious, but it's actually really easy to miss. And here we have our last... maybe our last waygate. I'm not 100% certain if that's the last one. Now let's get down to level 32. And now just for fun, I'll see how far I can get just running through. Not very far, apparently. These blood disciples have a nasty charge attack. Huh. Okay, my pet is dying all the time. I did not put any focus on making my pet live longer. There's a passive skill that would give it more health. There's obviously equipment that does that, but I really only have the pet to carry my stuff into town. So if I'm full on things that I need to sell, and my pet is fleeing at that point, I might give it a potion, but aside from that, I don't think I'll ever really bother. I know there's an achievement for doing it, but I am not big on achievement hunting. There's some games where I've done it because I could. Oh, that just takes me back here. Interesting. But usually I prefer to play for my own goals, I guess. Oh, a dragon boss. These are...
Your pet has fled.
As far as bosses go, they are among the stronger ones, definitely. As you can tell, I have a ton of knockback and it's slowing him down, but not that much. And I'm hoping these explosions don't sound too loud. They are quite loud in my ear, but I find that when I actually end up rendering this stuff, the sound becomes a lot more bearable. These death traps are also something you really must be careful about. These portals here, they are not meant for you to go through. I can't go through. Well, I can, but it doesn't teleport me anywhere. As soon as you walk to a certain trigger point, they will spawn a bunch of Dark Zealots and Blood Disciples. And the Dark Zealots are, for the glitched reasons, very dangerous. The Blood Disciples, because their charge attack is actually quite powerful. However, if it's only one of them, it won't be able to one-hit you. And I'm fairly certain that it's not glitched, simply because it can be avoided quite easily. The Dark Zealot's attack cannot be. It's a lightning that just hits you. I think you can block it somehow. At least there are times when it just does no damage. The other theory is that when it does no damage, that's when your electrical resistance has absorbed all of the damage, because it didn't get critical, so it didn't get the bugged bonus damage.
I am wounded.
Oh. Okay. These are all normal chests, which is very nice of them. Okay. And back we go. So that was a nice little bonus room, I guess. I might still run past a few things, just as I said, to see how far I can get. I'm probably going to die from this, by the way, so I am keenly aware of that, and ouch, Dark Zealots. I am doing it on purpose. I don't remember if this was the right way to go. Okay, there we go. So yeah, it doesn't seem to make much sense considering the offensive abilities my enemies have. And note, this is with me being level 37 and the enemies being level 27 or so. So really not that easy. The last time I played on very hard, I was on a melee character, so using I think an axe actually, and a shield. And it was a shield that I'd found quite early in the game from gambling, and it had pretty much been the only thing I'd been enchanting, so for that reason it had, what, 15 maybe enchantments on it. I was really pushing my luck with that shield. But the advantage is it had some insane block rate and very nice health bonus and all that stuff. So that made me a lot more sturdy, and I still got one-shot a fair amount here. And that was with knowing of the Dark Zealots and having snagged 500 electrical resistance maybe. Okay. Another one of the dragon bosses. And so the running part was mostly to see if I could do it, and apparently I would need to be even more overleveled. Which I could do, I just really don't want to, it's incredibly boring. But bosses still give very nice bonus experience and very nice loot.
Has fled.
Not to mention the fame. I do not feel like identifying all the really terrible stuff. Again, a habit I picked up from the boss farming for levels. I only identified the unique items. Okay. So you see there, the lightning attack didn't do anything. Which again, it might be because it gets blocked, even though there's no indication of a block, so it doesn't say blocked like it usually should. The alternative is that it was a non-critical hit, which is not glitched, so it would deal normal, maybe 200 points of damage or so. And that's obviously absorbed by the resistance, which we have stacked to ridiculous heights. Which should be unnecessary. I think in the actual course of the game as it was designed, poison resistance was meant to be the most important one, and electrical was actually intended to be the least important one. And there's actually some multiple reasons why I believe that. The most, I guess, important one would be the chest armor I'm currently wearing. Which basically, in order of importance, gives poison, ice, fire, and electrical resistance. I'm not sure if ice and fire are in that order, but I believe there's a fair amount of enemies which shoot at you a multitude of poison projectiles, especially in this last bit. You saw the poison elementals already, and the dark zealots do it as well. And the way the elemental resistance works in the game is that it flat out reduces damage from that element. So if I have 300 poison resistance, then any amount of poison damage I get, if I receive a packet of damage that says poison, it gets reduced by 300. So resistance is very good at dealing with a large amount of small hits. If I were to be attacked by one projectile doing 1000 damage, I would that would have to be reduced by 300, and I would still take 700 damage. If it's split over 2 projectiles, both of them would get reduced, and I would only receive 400. And if it's split over 4 or even more projectiles, I would receive no damage at all anymore. So I think that the multiple projectiles that some enemies shoot were meant to either be partially avoided, but also they were the ones meant to be tanked using resistances. Whereas the lightning ones simply weren't meant to do that much damage, so they are a single attack, which you were meant to be able to actually just live through. Anyway, that's an episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!